Okay, we finally got our jacks up. Piece of wood there in the road. And we're headed for the border. And Peggy is driving.
Hi, good morning.
Can't go very fast on these roads. If they say 35 mile an hour, you better slow down to 20.
Yeah, the posted speed limit is 65, but there's no way you can drive 65 on these roads.
Yeah, and it doesn't, the camera doesn't do it justice, but there's some whoop-de-doos out here. That's what I call them. They're frost heaves, or they call them frost heaves around here. And when one occurs, they patch it. But like this one here we're coming up on, they just dig out the heave and put more asphalt over it. And that's kind of that's just the way the roads are up here. In the wintertime, it destroys them, and in the summertime, you see all these patches. That's where they work around, pretty much around the clock for 3 months, getting all this stuff put back together. And it's really, it's not a bad place to work. I mean, when you look at all the mountain ranges and everything, that's the Alaska range over there. But here we go, we're on some really good whoop-de-doos now. But you just can't go fast. You have to go slow. There's a guy just passed us in a big old long fifth wheel, and he must have been doing 60 mile an hour, but there's not going to be much of that fifth wheel left when he gets it back into the States. But at any rate, we're 42 miles or 41 miles from the border. Big potholes. And that's another reason you don't want to go fast. The potholes, you can't see them. We passed one pothole coming up really rough. You want to get on the brakes. In areas like, you can't see it on the video, but these are ruts in the asphalt that are a foot and a half deep some places that haven't been repaired yet. But coming up here, there was a pothole that had an orange cone in it, and you could only see maybe 4 inches at the top of that cone. The rest of it is in the pothole. But kind of amazing. This is what we got to look forward to now. White Horse is 338 miles. White Horse is the capital of the Yukon. And after we go through White Horse, we'll be going out the Yukon, British Columbia border for a couple hundred miles. Then we'll turn south and go down to Grand Prairie or Grandview, whatever the name of it is. And then eventually we're going to go to Missoula, Montana. There's a dealer there that Jayco says we need to go to get our jack system, leveling system fixed, and there's a couple other issues that we need to get worked on. But we can't do that until we get to Missoula. There's supposed to be a dealer in White Horse, but don't know anything about them. They don't answer their phone. So we're probably just going to go on to Missoula. And Missoula is 2,100 and something miles from where we are. So at 30 mile an hour, you can do the math.
It takes about twice, if the speed limit's 60 or 65, it's going to take you twice as long to get anywhere.
Yeah, you Google something on distance and it says, oh, you can be at White Horse in 7 hours and 6 minutes. But they're assuming that the speed limit along here is 65. But I don't know anybody in their right mind that could do 65 on this road, not in a RV anyway. I mean, if you had a clunker of a pickup truck that you wasn't afraid to shake stuff off of, you could probably do it, but not in an RV. I mean, these roads will bounce the coffee pot out of the sink. So up there's a mile marker, 1261. So we're only 1,261 miles from mile zero on the Alaskan Highway, which is at Dawson's Creek. Then when we get to Dawson's Creek, we got another 1,000, a little over 1,000 miles to get to the lower 48
day of our trip.
What does the odometer say there for the trip?
I can look down. 6,475 miles.
6,475 miles. Mostly roads like this.
And that's 27 days. But of course, we stayed about altogether 5 days in Fairbanks. No, 4 days in Fairbanks, and was it 5 days in Anchorage? 4 days maybe. And then we stayed 2 days down in Valdez, and then we had to stay 2 nights there at Toke. One, we would have left yesterday morning, but we had the problem with the jacks not wanting to go up. So hopefully we'll get this all sorted out.
And when we get to Whitehorse, we'll have cell service. But like I said, we have Starlink. Starlink's a game changer. The only thing is I got the antenna that is portable that you can set up. I got a pole for it that actually goes on I got a mount on the back of the RV, and I can put the, somebody lost a hubcap there. One of these potholes that Peggy just missed. But you can't tell how rough his road is on video, but it is really rough. And
but we have really enjoyed our time in Alaska. It has just been a beautiful place. Everywhere you look, the scenery is just gorgeous. And I think our eyes and our mind is still on overload from everything. And Canada is beautiful as well, especially going through the Rockies. We're looking forward to seeing that again.
yeah, we're probably going to go down to Banff RV Park, or RV Park, National Park, Canadian National Park. I don't know if you can see that. Oh man, here's some good whoop-de-doos. You better really slow it down here.
I'm trying.
And
The road just gets to waving, and you go over one bump, and then just as soon as you get over that, there's another one. And if you don't slow down, it's a little scary.
we saw a car coming up here somewhere along here. It was somewhere along this road. It was
in the Yukon. It was in Yukon.
Was it in Yukon?
It was.
Yeah. And there's a bus up there. He's going slower than we are. We're slowly overtaking him because I imagine he's really bouncing. But this little car hit one of these whoop-de-doos and got airborne and landed on its rear bumper. And
Broke the axle off.
broke the axle, wheels off of it, and obviously broke the bumper off. But it's just and these roads are in better condition than they were a month ago when we come along here, because they've been out here. You see all this fresh black asphalt.
Yeah, a lot of it was gravel.
Yeah, it was when we come up. It was all. Some of it was being worked on, and they had like one lane with a pilot car, and then the rest of it was like gravel and maybe 2 lane, but gravel.
And you can see how it looks like they have just poured the asphalt out and spread it and rolled it, and it's just like goes to the edge of the roadway.
Yeah. That's not me shaking the camera. I got the phone laid on the dash, so it's when the car bounces, it
Beautiful
bounces.
over there.
Oh yeah. We might be in the middle of nowhere, but I'm telling you what, the scenery doesn't get any better. Everywhere you turn your head, it looks like a postcard. And that's assuming you can hold your head in that position, because if you turn away and you're driving, you hit one of these whoop-de-doos or frost heaves, as they call it up here, you'll be launching yourself in the air.
And the permafrost starts melting under the roadway, and that's what causes a lot of the damage to the roads in the winter, and they have to build the road back up and then asphalt it again.
So I sitting on the side of the road or what?
No, it's
No,
a
it's a
sign.
stick with
He's a Myanmar person or something.
We hadn't figured it out yet, but they have little stakes driven in the ground, and then they'll have a paper plate stapled to it with a number on it. Like that one says 1257.5.
Maybe those are they're going to put mile marker signs there or something.
That one says 1225.75. So, like I said, we don't know what it says. There's a primitive camping trail that you can go off to the side there we just passed. And then see that mailbox?
Yeah.
We're 300 miles from Fairbanks, 300 miles from Whitehorse, about to go over the border. There's no post offices out here. So, can you imagine being a postal person on this route where you got to drive 300 miles to get to the end of your route, and you might have 10 mailboxes on that route. And if you don't have any mail to deliver on a given day, they still have to drive it because they might have something to pick up. They never know. But I would not want to be a postal person here in Alaska. It's just way too much driving.
And a lot of people have those, it almost looks like those big Yeti coolers at their mailbox. And I guess that's for packages that the mail carrier can put the packages in, and they'll be safe, hopefully, so bears and other animals will.
I imagine two-legged
whatever.
bears could take them, porch pirates. But yeah, sometimes they just have a big old 50-gallon drum hanging under their mailbox, and I guess that's where they put the bigger packages. Because some of these driveways, I don't know, it might be 5 miles down to where their cabin is, just from the main road here. And we're about to pass a wildlife refuge.
It's a native.
And we got some really good whoop-de-doos coming up here. There's an art to driving this road. You watch the yellow line and the white line, and like right here, the yellow line is pretty trashed out. Well, the white line is too. So what I mean by that, it'll look like corduroy or something like that, and you'll know to go to the yellow line if it's straighter, or go to the white line if it's straighter.